Hey earlier, what is the scene? Welcome and welcome back to another edition of Reese Teas and welcome to another edition of the Red Carpet Rundown. As usual, I am me, Rion Elder, joined by Kirby Young. Devon is out on assignment this week, but hopefully he'll be back for the next edition of the Red Carpet Rundown. Tonight we're going to be discussing the many looks from this year's Met Gala. But before we jump into the looks, we're just going to have a brief discussion about the theme and what the Met Gala is. So the Met Gala is an annual fundraiser held by the Metropolitan Museum of Arts. It's held by the Costume Institute, which houses over 30,000 pieces. It's a fundraiser that allows the Institute to be able to, first of all, preserve those pieces to be then displayed in exhibits for human consumption. This year's theme was Sleeping Beauties, Reawakening Fashion. The theme was a celebration of the preservation, upkeep, and restoration of fashion. Some of the pieces on display in the exhibit are as old as 200 BC and are so delicate that they can't be displayed on mannequins. Instead, they are going to be displayed laid down in glass cases like Sleeping Beauty. Andrew Bolton's quoted as saying, when an item of clothing enters our collection, its status is changed irrevocably. What was once a vital part of a person's lived experience is now a motionless artwork that can no longer be worn or heard, touched or smelled. The exhibition endeavors to reanimate these artworks by reawakening their sensory capacities through a diverse range of technologies, affording visitors sensorial access to rare historical garments and rarefied contemporary fashion. By appealing to the widest possible range of human senses, the show aims to reconnect with the works on display as they were originally intended, with vibrancy, with dynamism, and ultimately with life. A common misconception, though, is that the theme of the Met Gala is the theme of the exhibit, which it isn't always. This year, the theme of the Met Gala was A Garden of Time. This was based on a book written by J.G. Ballard. It is the story of the passage of time while Count Axel and his wife, who was only known as the Countess, lived in a villa. The villa was surrounded by a beautiful garden, and in that garden were time flowers. A mob was coming to bring destruction to the lives of the Count and the Countess. However, to stay in the mob, the Count and the Countess would pick flowers from their time garden. However, the garden would not grow new flowers. Each time they'd pick a flower, it would move the mob back in time. However, eventually, the garden ran out of flowers, and the mob inevitably came and wreaked destruction on the lives of the Count and the Countess. It is an anthology for the inevitability of aging and the fall of the aristocracy. With that being said, let's now jump into the looks from this year's Met Gala. And we kick off with the legend herself, Erykah Badu in Comme des Garçons.
We now go to Kirby. I don't understand what it is. And again, we sit at this table so many times and you ask yourself, what is the thesis behind a piece? Like, I'm supposed to look at it and like get it and not have to like
think it through
or go like, why did Erykah wear enter?
I think this particular Met Gala is one where I think a lot of the pieces that we're going to see are going to be very, very literal. Flowers and time things.
And times, yeah.
And then the other more conceptual ones. I think she just grabbed some and had flowers. I couldn't find it. So the ones that have the theses, the theses are here, they shall be read. Couldn't find one for Erykah. I really think she just pulled. She's like, oh, flowers. Got no time. She wore.
Like, when do they know that they're invited to the Met? Because I'm thinking, what is the preparation time?
It varies. So what happens is that people who are invited by Vogue themselves and then Anna pays you with a designer. There are designers and companies that have tables with X amount of seats and then they invite who they want to wear their pieces. And then the people who are there invited by the sponsor. So you will realize a lot of people are wearing Louis V, and that's because they were one of the sponsors. And for example, the year that Google was a sponsor was the year that all the influencers were there because Google had a couple of tables. So I think it's also why there weren't that many influencers this year with a couple of TikTokers. All that to say, it varies. Up next we have Coleman Domingo. Now Coleman's wearing Willie Chavaria He said he was paying homage to Chadwick Boseman. If you remember, Chadwick wore like a cape like this to the Heavenly Bodies Met Gala.
Yes.
As well as to Andre Leon Talley, and he's carrying a bouquet of lilies. I don't care for the look.
I don't care for it.
I don't care for it. To me, it's lazy. To me, it's lazy. One, so I get the reference to Chadwick Boseman with the cape. Fine. I don't see Andre Leon Talley in this whatsoever. I guess he also wore capes and kaftans. Fine. And I think what he did and a couple other men coming up who also did, it just felt like, hold a bouquet, okay, cool, your flowers, got no time, go. And it felt like a missed opportunity to do something more impactful. I love that he did the whole eye contacts and eyeshadow, you know, it's different, it's pushing the boundaries. But yeah. What I will say about Coleman is I'm very, very happy for him any moment that he's having. Mm-hmm. His style isn't for me. And I said this the last show, I was like, it always gives me pimp. It always gives me 1980s pimp. And it's giving pimp at the Met Gala.
Well, if he wants to be the pimp at the Met Gala, he's the pimp at the Met Gala. I just don't like the pants. But everything else I could go with. I would have liked if the suit was a little bit more tailored, because when Chadwick wore his, I mean, it was a moment, and because it fits a particular way in proportions. So it is what it is. I mean, he still gave you something to look at.
He did. Did Cynthia Erivo and Tom Brown give you something to look at?
It did, but for me, it was busy. It was a lot happening for me.
Okay.
Oh God, you look shocked. You're like, I'm shook.
Because you love fabric. You love yards of fabric.
I do love yards of fabric. I love volume, but the thing is, like, she has these butterflies stuck on the head.
Yes.
And all these different things, nice accents or whatever the case might be, but
you didn't
like, it was
like
just too much going on. Like, okay, if we wanted to do the petals, it could have been a case whereby we have like a cluster of petals there, and like it looked like it just fell and it's just falling and it lands on the ground. So on the ground we could have a lot, but in between, in that midsection area, it looks like if it's still falling.
And do you know that would have gone with the story so much? A lot of the commentary I'd heard people saying they felt like there was a missed opportunity to give you that story of the garden as the flowers were being plucked away.
Right.
Everybody gave you all the flowers versus the whole point of the story is about decaying and the inevitability of less. And this is more pun.
So it comes back to what you're saying. People are just thinking, okay,
flowers.
flowers.
I mean,
let's do petals. Let's do
let's
do flowers.
That's what we did.
Well,
that's what we did.
This is from the KYD archives.
This is from Buku. Oh, but this is me. This is not me. Wait, what is more?
Is there more?
It's from my
collection.
My wedding collection.
Yeah, I just think I like it. Yes, I do.
But it feels like a lot.
It's just like a lot going on, and then you have the purse there that just is there.
As a makeup artist, how do you feel about what she did makeup wise?
I could have lived with it. It was nice. It was nice. I had no problem with the makeup. I just had a problem with the amount of petals and the bugs all over.
Understand.
Yeah.
Speaking of bugs all over, up next we have Zendaya in Maison Margiela Artisanal by John Galliano. It was a lame and organza bias cut dress layered over a Duchess satin corset, wrapped over leaves, grapes, and hummingbirds. Why is he speaking of bugs? So it killed me that had bugs in it. It was leaves, grapes, and hummingbirds. It is a reference to 1999 Spring Christian Dior by John Galliano. Go.
I actually like this, Well, more love, because like I see the theme, I see things happening, and it's not too much to look at, but just enough. It still has a story. Yeah, so I liked it when I saw it.
What I will say, I liked it as well. So to her credit, I remember the year when Sarah Jessica Parker was one of the co-hosts and she gave us a look. The year that they did the New York themed, I think that was last year, and oh gosh, Gilded Era.
Right.
And Blake Lively gave us a look, and I felt like when it came to the co-host, Zendaya is the only one that you could tell she's somebody here, because
yes,
we get into JLo just now. I didn't even put Chris Hemsworth in here because there was nothing to talk about. And who was the other one on Bad Bunny?
Bad Bunny.
So I like it, and what I like about like the referential pieces is the ability to take. You can tell the 1999 one was very 1999, And I love that John himself was able to take his own look and do a new take on it and update it. One of my pop quiz questions for you is, Kilby, are there any pieces from your KYD archive that you would like to update?
There are a few. So this is what happens to me as a designer. You do a piece, you love it, you put it out there, and then I literally strip my pieces down and like critique it, like, should I have done this, should I have done that? And based on the skills that I've acquired over the years, I think there's some things that I would like to do again. And
with your new knowledge.
Yes, with my new knowledge. Like, I think it would be more impacting and more true to what I originally wanted it to be.
Okay. Up next we have Dan Levin Lueve. And Dan is one of the ones that gave us this bit of a ombre, which some attribute to the theme of the decay and the thinning out of the garden. And as far as men at the Met, I felt like he gave us something to talk about. Am I blown away? No, but it was something.
Yes, I like it. I like it. I like the, as you say, it really sends the message of, you know, from going from having to not having the flowers. That was really nice. I love it.
Obviously, I have Jordan Roth. I could not find who designed Jordan's cacophony. What did you think about it?
I don't really care for it much. It again, what's the theme? Flowers? Okay. Let's just do
Garden of Time.
Garden of Time, yeah, just flowers, just it didn't do anything for me at all.
Soak me down in flowers.
Even this looks like when Shangela was first on RuPaul's Drag Race. Like, the makeup was just everything was just, looks like I'm really trying my best, but I don't have all the things that I need to have. Yeah.
Baz Luhrmann is an Australian director. I like the idea. Like, it's a very interesting color. And I like the whatever treatment they did that gives it that
tie-dye
kind of effect on the jacket. I like it.
Probably it was discharge dye.
I think the pants was a bit of a throwaway. I feel as though I would have loved if that carried down to the pants and maybe a brown shoe. Maybe, I said maybe a brown, I'm standing, let me stand 10 toes on my brown shoe. I liked it.
I'm trying to zoom up here to see the finish at the hems. It looks like it's piped or something.
Okay.
You notice that it has,
I do, I see it. There's some sort of treatment on here.
Yeah, something is happening.
It almost looks frayed.
Yeah. I actually love this, you know. I would actually wear this. I like the color that it has, that mixture of the lapel color there and the kind of, like what I'm wearing, the Chinese kind of color. I love it. I would actually wear this. I like this. I really do.
Up next, in John Galliano for Givenchy, a archival 1996 piece with a Philip Tracy hat, is Zendaya. So she had opened the night in the first look and closed the night in the second look, and I just felt like she came to wake up posting, we're giving them looks. Harry Potter fan over here, it gave me Bellatrix Lestrange, but making fashion. But I like it, and I think
I love it too.
I like it.
I love it. And again, we have volume here with the fabric. Nice poofy, and then you have the corset to just snatch that waist. Zendaya's waist is what, 4? It's like so tiny, but I love it. I would like to know how that piece on the head is staying on, because as she moves, it was just right there. It wasn't. Yeah. That was really good. Lord does his.
he does his thing.
He does his thing.
Because he has another look coming up.
And the thing is, what I love about him, right, is that he could have had one of these people come and assist and spread out the fabric. He was just be like, he's like, yes, look, can't stand. I'm sorry. He's like, yes, this is all me. This is, yes, turn. Cynthia, over here. And he did just get his little 2 seconds in. Yeah, he's really good.
We have Eliza Gonzalez next in a Delcourt gown, mimicking the petals of an orchid and Cartier jewelry. I like it in its simplicity. I see orchid, I also see butterflies. I think the jewelry was very well paid. I like the hair as well.
Okay. The reason why I don't like this.
No, skip the I don't like it. We're going straight to the breeze.
The reason why I don't like it is because I'm not sure if it's going to be in the presentation coming up, but there was this gown that had movement, and this looks like the Shein version of that gown.
Okay.
It was the same, I think it was the same color palette. Like, okay, so there's nothing wrong with this, but what I'm saying is when
You've seen better.
Yeah, when you see something that is better, the same cut, the same everything, it's hard to now appreciate.
It was
honestly.
like at the Vanity Fair when we had like Kelly Rowland's black and white dress and
Yes.
another girl and a similar black and white dress. It was like after we see Kelly.
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
You don't hate it, you just saw it.
I don't hate it, I just saw better and would prefer that version. Because I'm even looking at the fit by the waist. That's supposed to be
cinched.
Yeah.
To exaggerate that.
Yes, to give that. Yeah.
Up next we have Chloe Sevigny in the Larry. The dress is made of scraps of Victorian gowns and the flowers are actually made out of hair.
Oh.
Now, it's on theme. It's from the era that the book is from. It's upcycled, it's made out of upcycled Victorian gowns. So one, it's upcycled, and two, it's from that era. We have context now. Does that help you change your expression?
No. No, because as you were giving the whole thesis on it, I was like, oh, it looks like that. It looks like
It looks upcycled.
it looks upcycled, but not in a
good way.
Not in a good way. You could tell that it is scraps that we used to put together.
Do you know
things.
Do you know what you get me right now? So when
What is that shoe?
Oh yeah, the shoe thing. Anyway.
That shoe looks sharp.
So I don't identify as a designer. I just sew. I call myself a sewist. My greatest fear is for somebody to walk up to it's all about the tone of voice. So you see how you just say it look upcycle. For me, that is the difference between you saw this and
you saw this.
you saw this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and I just feel like it look upcycled is not what it was going for. So it's like upcycled. Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't like it.
Sorry, Chloe. Up next we have FK Twigs and Stella McCarthy. The gown is made out of lab-generated diamonds. And I saw Stella's interview. Stella was on the carpet and Stella spoke to Ashley Graham and Stella was like, yes, we're bringing sustainability to jewelry making. And when Ashley, there's some people, and I know this now from watching Stella's interview, you know, the moments where we see people and it's just like, okay, how does this fit into the theme? There are people who don't care what fit into the theme. Because Stella, when Ashley asked Stella, what was your inspiration, what was your process? Stella came there with FKA Twigs, Cara Delevingne, and Ed Sheeran. And she's like, well, I want people who are British and fun and, you know, a vibe.
Yeah.
Because I don't see it. So to try and reverse engineer the thing, she told us, you know, well, sustainability with lab generated diamonds.
Yeah.
But I don't see this going anywhere. Even if it wasn't at the Met Gala, I don't like it for anywhere. Maybe a performance.
It's like, right, it's like those keep it, wherever dump it, what's the thing we do?
Keep it, fix it, dump it?
Keep it, fix it, dump it. Without the coat, I could see that being a performance thing that's happening there. With the coat by itself with something else, yeah, it's a performance look. I actually like the way it looked on camera when I was looking at the interview that she was having. But does it tie into the theme and stuff like that? I don't get it.
It didn't, but also it's very clear she didn't get to tie into the theme. So up next we have also somebody that didn't seem to get to tie into the theme was Cardi B in Windows.
Oh, that's the name.
Yes, that's the name of the Asian. They're Asian. I'm having a good time. When you were watching that interview as a designer, it could be like Cardi B was on the carpet and did not know the name of the designer she was wearing. What was your thought process as a designer seeing that happen, and how important is it that the talent knows who they're wearing at these things?
Now, when you go to a red carpet event, especially one like the Met Gala, there are two questions that you will be asked. Who are you wearing and what is the inspiration behind your gown, your whatever it is you're wearing? And you're supposed to know this. Now, let's say, okay, she forgot who it was or whatever the case is, You have to find a way to come back, Cardi. And that response that she gave to the whole thing with the Twitter and all that, that just made it worse. But then at the same time, you ask yourself, because these people thrive and build their careers and successes on things like these.
As in, who forgetting his name made the moment go viral?
Yes.
Alright. Okay.
It's sad, but in terms of being a designer and someone actually forgetting, it means that there wasn't like a connection there between you and that designer.
But do you remember earlier we were talking about when did they find out they got invited? In her interview, she said that her and her stylist worked with the designer for months.
And did you see the interview when they had day one of Met Gala fitted, and she walked in the room and she said, "This is not what I was expecting." So a lot of the things that these people say, "Oh, we've been working with the designer for the past 3 months or whatever," these things are just PR. The person says, "Okay, his name is Kirby Young. He's from Guyana, and you've been working 4 months, and you just want to bright color." Yeah.
I thought you were South American.
I worked with a South American designer. He's from Caribbean. That. And for me, I have had a few of my clients mention my name at their shows or whatever, and if they're asked, and you feel good. You feel good. So I think she did him. It's a him.
It's a him.
Right. They did him. She did him an injustice, but hey, say what? Because I mean, I'm pretty sure he probably posted it like, "Oh, look, Cardi B and stuff," and then Cardi B doesn't remember your name.
I will say what I think she could have done. Shout out to Wendy Williams is because one of her excuses was that his name was hard to pronounce. I remember like season 1 and 2 of the Wendy Williams show when you used to put notes in her bra. I could see Cardi putting a little note in her bra, and
that would have been a moment.
I don't know what's
his name. One moment.
Windowson.
That would have been iconic.
Yeah.
That would have been a moment. That would have been a moment.
Well, next time.
That's why you see the tension.
Next time, Cardi, put in your bra. I was gonna say speaking of putting in your bra. Up next we have Lizzo in Win Santo. The look was designed to look like a vase, so is it vase? Do you say vase or vase?
Vase.
Okay, to look like a vase. I didn't like it. It looked like Groot from Guardians of the Galaxy. Like, even if she was supposed to look like a vase, I feel as though there are times when wearing your skin tone works and there are times where it doesn't. She looks like a twig, she looks like a stick, she looks like a tree trunk, not a vase. And then the headpiece didn't help.
However, the waist was singed.
The waist was singed. But that's how vases are shaped.
Yeah. That's the thing I like about it. That we had a nice little shapy thing going there. Don't understand what's going on with the headpiece. I don't know. These people just pay so much money for these things, boy.
What do we know about Morgan Spector and Willie Chavaria?
Alright. So the theme this year is what?
Resta Flower.
Right. Exactly.
The theme is
Resta Flower. Resta Flower and everything. I don't have a problem with it, but again, it's not something there. There's nothing there to discuss.
Okay, then moving on to Kimberly Noel Kardashian in Maison Margiela. She's wearing a jacquard corset and a chainmail skirt. She's wearing a pilled cardigan. Pilled cardigans are a Margiela signature and it's meant to represent the aging of fabric. And the silhouette of a dress is meant to represent an hourglass. And I have to say, like, I love it.
I love it too. I love it. Listen.
You talking about Zendaya waist? Where's Kim waist?
Listen, Kim, when I saw it first, I turned to my wife and I'm like, this woman just understands her job. Kim's job is to give us looks. No matter if she can't
breathe, can't walk,
can't use the washroom, can't walk, I am giving you a look.
She did what needed to be done.
Yeah, and a lot of people had a problem with the little sweater moment over and they're saying things that, you know,
she had a walk of shame.
Yeah, she had a little and then came out and she just threw the thing because she had a wardrobe malfunction. But this was giving. I loved this. I think this without the little cardigan thing would have just been it gives it character, it gives it a story.
I agree.
I love it. I love it.
Do you love Swedish salmon farming billionaire Gustav Magnar-Witz in a gladiator-inspired look with a cape and a cowl?
No. I don't like it. I don't even want to say what I really think about it because I have a family to feed. But
And he is a Swedish billionaire.
exactly.
Yeah,
So
he
he could find me. So I move on.
What I think is interesting, one of the things that I left out earlier when we were talking about ways to get to the Met is you could also just pay and go. I don't know that he paid a Met, and I just feel as though you could leave Sweden, pick up your whole self, leave Sweden. You're a salmon farming billionaire. And days will come with.
To somebody, you see, to kind of piggyback on what you said there are some people who don't understand the importance of something.
Right, so is this supposed to come up with the Met
Yeah,
Gala?
yeah, I'm going to the Met Gala, so let me just, wherever.
It's some
something
change
nice.
for him.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
You see, and that's actually sad.
What do you think? Were you sad in my time at Mitchell and Brother? I was.
Yes, I was.
It's
too.
giving the thing. Kirby, do you like
Yeah.
it? Yes, no, yes, no, yes.
It does.
And that stick
It
on that
does.
shit.
Yeah.
What's the theme? Stick on.
Flower on your shirt. It looks like an afterthought. It's like, oh my god, you hear you're going to the Met Gala. I think for me as a designer, that would be like one of the most nerve-wracking experiences and opportunities that I would ever get. And you want to really present something that I'm not looking at it as the designer only. I'm looking at the person who's going, the person who's wearing it, because you're going to be a discussion. Whether it is a designer wants to put you in what people may think as crap or whatever, just for the people to talk about it. How are you going to feel about it?
Right.
It
looks sad. Up next, you have Kerry Washington and Oscar De La Renta. When I saw on the red carpet, I thought this was Sabrina Alba.
Serious?
Yeah. I like the color. It's a very rich purple.
Okay, so I don't like it for the Met Gala, but she looks cute.
She looks good.
She looks cute. She looks cute. Again, stick a flower.
Up next, we have Gigi Hadid and Tom Brown and Jewels by Chopard. It took 70 people and 13,500 hours to make this gown by hand. It is decorated with 2.8 million micro bulge beads, and the ruffled train is designed to look like a jacket that has fallen off of her shoulders.
I love this. Not hot. I still do.
Okay.
And yeah, I like that jacket falling off of the shoulder thing that was going on there. Yeah. I like it.
I like it as well.
I love it.
I mean, it is still stick a flower, but it's stick a flower done well.
Yeah, stick a flower done well. This is how you stick a flower.
And it is Tom Brown feminizing his aesthetic, but still keeping a jacket in there.
Yeah.
Up next, speaking of feminizing, we have Eddie Redmayne. That was a segue because he was the star of a movie called The Danish Girl. Right. He portrayed the first trans woman.
Yes, I can remember that.
He's in Stephen O. Smith. It's inspired by the flowers in the Garden of Time. It is meant to depict the creation and destruction in the story and to convey the emotion and movement while looking like a charcoal line draw. What's your response to the thesis, Scooby?
Alright. I don't get it.
I don't see it either.
I don't get it. Like, I can't even look at it and see like the line drawing that they're talking about. The line drawing of what?
Peonies.
Where?
On the gown. Sorry, Eddie, we don't see it. Maybe next day. We have Sydney Sweeney in Miu Miu with Jewels by the Bears. Stick up on.
This looks like one of those dresses from Cooties.
You like it?
Yeah, we appreciate Cooties because they're one of the
most active boutiques when it comes to local pageants.
when it comes to local pageants, they really support. So big up you. But yeah, this looks like it's a Cooties.
But you're saying that you can get this dress in Cooties?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Up next we have Jay Harris Gee and Howie B. They are a Broadway performer. They went for it. There's one thing they went for it.
What's she supposed to be?
Some kind of insect. Or is it an owl? It look like an owl. Look at the headpiece. The headpiece given
But owls don't have that
tentacles.
tentacle looking thing.
You watching the new X-Men?
No.
It looking like the thing that was haunting Storm and she lose she powers. I like the color. What about that? I like the color. The color is good for spring. Look, we found something nice to say. Moving on to Mona Patel in Iris Van Harper.
Right, so this is the dress. This is the dress I'm talking about.
Designed by Casey Curran and she is styled by Law Roach. And Law went, so I read articles about her because she's not a big star, so she wasn't on. So I had to like read. I had to find it.
Yeah.
And Vogue India say Law come India with she. Law went to India and they had a meeting with Iris Van Harper in India. And you know, the woman wanted to have a Met Gala debut. And that she did. So it's a butterfly themed and she has these butterflies made by Casey Curran.
Right, so that's what I'm saying. And
oh, this is the dress that reminds me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I see it. Fine.
And if you see a
It's the
photo
same
of the
silhouette,
thing at
but
the
she
back,
has a waist.
Right, she has a waist one, and how the wings of the butterfly entwine and it comes down at the back. It's gorgeous.
That's an
So when you see that, and then you see the other one, you're like,
fine.
Yeah,
I agree. I see it.
this is gorgeous. Lord, big up you.
Up next we have Lil Nas X in Raul Lopez for Luar. Up next we have Carly Kloss in Swarovski. The four women that came for Swarovski were meant to emulate the elements. Stick a flower. Stick a Swarovski flower.
Yeah. Again, just like the other one we discussed, like it's just too much happening. Like, why do we have all that here? Are we gonna have a lot here and then it just dwindles down into nothing? Is that what they were trying to do here? Because the tail of it has no petals. But
Maybe,
I just think,
so like from the story,
Yeah.
you see why you need, right? Yes.
Yeah.
When you know when you know the theme,
but the shape of it still looks funny. I don't know if it's because of this photo and how she stands. Like,
it's an odd pose.
yeah.
Up next in Diesel, we have Diamano David.
No thesis for him?
No.
A see-through suit.
Yes.
Okay. Who we have next?
Rita Ora in Marnie. The beads on this gown are from 1st and 2nd century BC.
So, because it's before Christ came, and we're doing things
These
of time.
These beads older than Jesus.
So that makes it okay to wear? Like
Yes.
this?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It's on theme. And beads. And maybe that's why she's naked.
But it does nothing. This look, you know, long time you had these type of curtains in your
And
mother's
it's
house.
big as a noise.
And every time she always put it at the kitchen. So you had to come to the kitchen. And then when the thing, the tiny bead, one side, next side, I think then the bead not up.
Maybe that's what she's doing because behind those curtains are her goodies.
I don't like it.
Come to my kitchen, eat my grocery.
Ugh.
Speaking of come to my kitchen, eat my groceries, we have Doja Cat in Bitmore. Now,
Doja Cat take when give.
Doja Cat said she wore this wet t-shirt look because cotton is the most common flower used in the world because the cotton flower is used to make clothing. And what is more iconic and timeless than a white t-shirt? And Kirby, I kid you not, when I first saw Doja, I was like, oh my god, there's a shirt. And then, when I already love features, I was just like, it's heady, it also
it's smart. It's very smart. One, she got the attention that she needed. You understand? Two, if you want a thesis for this, guess what? I have one, and it actually makes you think yeah, it's like it's like after she sent you one, be like, what?
I can argue.
Yeah. When I saw it first, I was like, oh God, Doja again.
What are you doing?
Yeah, it's like, oh God, like you have an opportunity here, like you wear a t-shirt, dread, and then when you heard like how it is, and when I first started, I was like, oh God, Doja again with this t-shirt, like what you doing? And then the thesis that came with it, I was like, this makes sense. And then she actually helped me to figure out how to, because recently I had a client who needed to do a photo shoot with this type of wet look. How do you get the fabric to stay wet and have things? She said,
hair gel.
Hair gel.
Yes, spray.
Oh.
That's what glycerin. Glycerin
Yeah.
is what they use on movie sets.
Yeah.
Doja Cat and Kim Kardashian are two people who, after the pieces, I was like, ugh. It was out of the box.
Yeah.
What was not out of the box was Shakira and his Carolina Herrera by Wes Gordon and Vintage Cartier and Stuart Wiseman jewelry.
Shakira is aging backwards.
She is. Divorce will stay in. This man has stressed them out.
Okay. I don't support divorce.
Not do
Unless-
I. I'm Catholic.
Unless you're married to the wrong person. But yeah, Shakira. I don't like the dress, but her face though, like
She looks good. She does.
she make me feel old.
Speaking of making you feel old, up next we have Kieran Culkin, brother of Macaulay Culkin, in Kid Super. You know, as in preschool, you had that thing you have to do with, you put the paint on the thing on you.
Yeah.
It's very dance.
Yeah, this is just, bro. Some of these people that just pick themselves up. I'm like, hey, I'm going to the Met. I need something, and they start racking with 4 of the same things. It's like, okay, I'll
That
take the medium.
Yeah, I want to like it. I mean, the colors are springy, I guess.
I guess.
But what I didn't have any trouble liking was Nicki Minaj and Custom Marnie. Love it. Sticker flower, yes. Yes, fine, sticker flower. Here's why I like it. One, remember Nicki has all these different like personalities, right? It's very, very Harajuku Barbie. That's one of her personalities. It's giving Harajuku Barbie, it's giving garden, it's giving spring has sprung. Remember you saw earlier saying it was a performance, it was giving moving performance art. And what I like in particular, I think it's very rare that we see somebody at the Met Gala in a short dress and still like it. Because it's a night for gowns. And
Beautiful gowns,
it's a mini,
beautiful
it's a mini.
Okay. No, I don't really. It's nice, but I think if I had a different hair,
Okay.
like I could have seen it more, but like. Yeah.
We'll agree to this. Will we agree on Wisdom K in Custom Robert 1?
No, I love him. I love his sense of style. I love his sense of fashion and stuff like that. I expected something a bit more from him, but knowing the storyline and everything, I think he was on point. It looks good, but I just expected something a little bit more daring. He does, like when you look at his styling on TikTok, you have questions about certain things. Like you'd see a nice jacket, a nice thing, and then it's like, but that would do. You know, there's always something that stands out that you would discuss. But here I think he played it safe.
I think the whole cinched, burnt look is to reference the destruction of the garden.
Yes.
So in that regard, I like it. I'm not on TikTok, so like I don't run like that. So I didn't have any expectations. But as far as men on the carpet go, I think he did a very, very good job, and it was nice to see a black man on the carpet doing a good job, because I felt as though most of the black men on the carpet were basketball players and just did what athletes do.
Yeah.
Up next we have Anoki, God's favorite, in Swarovski.
Listen.
Listen. This girl!
When I saw her on social media, I was like, who does do these people's skin, boy?
You asked this last year, and last year it was her décolletage.
Yeah.
And I had found that it's something. It's something Lumix. It was real money. I was gonna buy it, and it was like 50 US for a bottle.
Oh my, her skin was like, one of the problems that we have as black people, you can say black on YouTube?
You can say black on YouTube.
Okay. One of the problems that we have as black people when, some designers, they don't match that illusion
mesh
properly. And you would see the girl and you could tell that, okay, this is an illusion mesh, but her illusion mesh was illusioning.
Yes.
and it just looked like these crystals and these things just on her body. They fit. Everything was perfect. That was, God, that skin, boy.
Up next we have Josh O'Connor and Diesel. Look down. Look down. It's about the shoe.
Oh God. So his thesis is on his shoe?
Yes. So Demi Moore is wearing Harris Reed upcycle look made from wallpaper and Cartier jewelry. Do you have anything to say about the boy shoe?
No.
Right, so Demi Moore is wearing Harris Reed made from upcycle wallpaper. I like it. It's very Harris Reed.
It is.
I love that it's upcycled wallpaper.
But do you like it on Demi?
Sticker flower. I like it on Demi. Let me tell you why I like it on Demi. Because she did. When last you see Demi outside. Exactly.
This looks like a final night RuPaul Drag Race. No! Oh God, no! I don't mean it in a bad way. This looks like a final night RuPaul Drag Race, and there's this big reveal that happens, and everybody's there waiting for the either the change key or the high note of the song for this big. Yeah, okay.
Unless you have Brie Larson in custom Prada.
Custom is it?
Custom Prada.
Made for me?
Made for me.
To fit me.
To fit me. Like fit me foundation.
Okay. I'm just trying to make sure that we have the same definition for custom and we're not taking about customs.
Custom and express.
And?
Oh my goodness.
I don't like it. I don't like the length of
it's supposed to be an hourglass, Kirby. This is what Prada said about the body dress. We wanted to lean into the visual representations that mark the passing of time. Larson says of the collaboration with the Italian house, sand falling through an hourglass and changing colors of a golden hour sunset. The dress itself is made through the dedication of the atelier giving their time to this craft.
That sounds like a ChatGPT thing, but keep going, sorry.
In homage to the exhibition's ethos of finding new ways to engage with old clothing, Prada found inspiration for Larson's look by referencing their own archives. The underlayer of her look is a nod to the orange and beige gradient of the fall 2007 collection, and the pencil dress was embroidered with crystals that offer a gilded interpretation of the sands of time. In addition to honoring Prada's collections of yore, Larson's dress offered a more literal interpretation too. Over her archived inspired dress was a stiff but diaphanous layer of lilac crinoline in the shape of an hourglass, a nod to the fall 2024 collection. So she's an hourglass.
Why does sketch look better than the actual dress?
What I ordered, this is what I
Because look at the volume that you have here.
in the sketch.
It makes sense.
So now that you hear the pieces, do you see the golden hour sunset? Do you see the hourglass?
This, you know, on Charlotte Street they sell these thing that just cover down your food like if it's a fly. That is what it looks like. Look at it.
A microwave cup? Nah, not called to pray. I see it. Do you know what it looks like? A mosquito net.
Yeah,
It does.
it's just like.
Brie. Up next we have Alia Bath.
Keep going again.
A few moments later.
Sand falling through an hourglass, changing color. When the sand is falling through the hourglass, when you think of something falling, where does it end?
At the bottom.
Which is at the ground, right?
Mm.
That reached the ground. You understand where I'm coming from, right? It's just a very funny length. Like,
It is.
to stop there.
It's not a maxi, it's not a midi. It's not a T-length.
Is that weird? That weird length.
In between.
Yeah. And then too, okay, fine. The hourglass thing or whatever, and the sand supposed to be falling down to the bottom of the hourglass. The hourglass isn't even standing on the ground. The hourglass is suspended in
From
the air. Like it's supposed to be I just find that the length is kind of
It's a wavelength. And
It's
then it's an
wonky.
asymmetrical hourglass of that. And then how are you in an hourglass silhouette and then still looking boxy? When Kim Kardashian is she whole waist home.
and she's like, oh, I don't really.
What the girls want hourglass? Rest is kidney here. If you give the girls hourglass tonight.
I think I
The
should
room is
remove
for and they could rest this day. We giving the girls hourglass tonight.
I'll put those things back on when I get
Later,
home.
later, if I feel for. Up next you have Aliyah Barton, Sabiya Sachi Sari. No, I know the last time you had somebody in a sari and I real big at the sari, but you end up and I was like, yeah, but it's just a sari. But it's a real nice on theme sticker flower sari. And I like it.
Yeah, I like it. I love this actually. I really do. And as much it is stick a flower, she didn't like stick a flower in here, stick a flower here, stick a flower there. It looks planned and it looks really nice. I love it. I really do.
Did you love Bad Bunny in Maison Margiela? He's carrying a bouquet of flowers which includes a flor de maga, which is the national flower of Puerto Rico, and Louboutin hoof shoes. His shoes look like hoofs. Ooh.
Yeah, I'm seeing the hoofs. I don't hate it.
Up next we have fashion face off. I have nothing to say. I mean, I guess the hat something gives 1980s, well, 18th century gardener time. I tried. I lied. I don't like it. I don't care for it. But I tried.
Yeah.
Up next we have fashion face off. So we're gonna have two people in similarly themed gowns, and we're gonna pick a winner between the two, right? Up first we have Black and White Realness. We have Alison Williams and Michael Kors versus Nicole Kidman in a recreation of an archival Balenciaga gown. Well, we have no tiebreaker, it's just me and you. So I guess I pick one, you pick one, life goes on. Go.
Nicole for me.
I like the other lady. I pick Alison. Nicole, something about the black coming out of the front, it gives her hiding a baby bump. Well, I guess a baby bump wouldn't be that low.
I didn't know what to ask what type of baby.
Right! I don't know. I pick the other lady. Up next we have Kentucky Derby Realness. We have Sarah Jessica Parker in Richard Quinn versus Madeline Klein and Tommy Hilfiger.
I like both, you know, but if I was to choose one, I would choose the Tommy Hilfiger. I find that was very different for Tommy.
Okay, it is different for Tommy, but I still pick Carrie Bradshaw. Up next in shimmery white gowns, we have Ariana Grande in Mother Pearl by Loewe versus Kai Gerber in Prada.
I would go with Ariana.
I would also go with Ariana.
But you saw somebody wore something similar to that.
Did you both of them?
To Ariana, but her...
She coming up later.
Oh, okay.
Up next with interesting shoulders, the category is interesting shoulder arenas. We have Elle Fanning in Balmain versus Uma Thurman in Tory Burch.
I love the white water. Like the birds just float and kiss, throw the water there, then the ice fairy come and do like swing.
She looks like an ice sculpture, she does.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. I love that.
Her man look like fairy godmother. I go with Elle as well. Up next we have Legends in Foil. Michelle Wu in Balenciaga versus Serena Williams in Balenciaga.
Legends in foil.
I don't like either one. I don't.
And
And
this is that is such a good
category.
Legends in foil, because wow, somebody said that Serena looked like she got a gold parachute that did not open.
Didn't this
And
deploy?
yeah, and she just came onto the carpet with it.
Up next, we have Brown Goddesses. We have Lana Del Rey in Alexander McQueen, which is inspired by a fall 2006 gown called The Widow of Coladon, versus Tyler Ilban in Balmain, and Jewels by John Hardy. Tyler's look is inspired by the sands of time.
I love both of these looks, so I think I'm gonna stand neutral on this one. I love both of them for different reasons.
What was the reason? What was the reason? What was the reason?
So I love how Tyler's dress was sculpted. You're seeing the contours of the body as well as the flow of the fabric, and to know that they did that with sand, it's really commendable. And you have the little hourglass, the sand fall there. I love that. And I love the dreamy storytelling of the other one and the little flower and the tree and the kind of like, that was really nice. I loved everything about that. I love them both.
I'll pick, and I'm picking one, and let me tell you why.
Mm-hmm.
No, I think Tyler's look is very cohesive. Like, hair, makeup, everything, skin, the little piece of mud they put, the little juve. You know when he first was in white people for the morning?
Yeah.
Love it. However, she couldn't walk. And I know earlier we were talking about how Kim does do any and everything for
Who
them.
needs to walk at the Met Gala?
6 men had to carry her up the stairs. Not 6, about 2. She's more.
By show of hands, who would like 6 men to carry 6 men to carry them up
Not
the
6
stairs?
men.
Not 6 men. Who would like 6 men to carry up the stairs? Oh, women would love that. And if you look at the comments, when this photo was posted and others of her, and even the video of the man taking her up the stair, all the women was like, "Oh God, I wish he could come and just take me up the stairs." Yeah. No, I like it. You know, again, we need to understand what the Met Gala is about. It's about giving a moment. You can't walk, no one cares. Give us
Did
a
you give us a moment?
Eh?
You can't breathe, you can't pee, you can't
do
eat.
not
But
care.
did you give us a moment?
Yeah.
Between Mindy Kaling and Gaurav Gupta and Pamela Anderson, Oscar de la Renta, did either of them give you a moment, Kirby?
So I loved Mindy's. When I saw Mindy, I thought of this African singer who was at the awards.
Thames.
Right. And then I was like, okay, knock off. But then when I saw the back of it and how the fabric flowed and how they, oh my God, this gown is gorgeous. So I would definitely go with Mindy as opposed to the other one because the placement of the fabric and the flow, it's amazing.
Okay, I'll agree. Up next we have in Cascading Flowers, we have Ayo Edibri in Loewe and Rebecca Hall in Danielle Frackel. Hall said that the fabric caught her eyes because it looked like flowers made out of water, but also water made out of flowers.
I think this should just go on ChatGPT and please make this song very thoughtful and inspirational and artistic. I don't like 982.
Up next in Oceans of Blue, we have Rebecca Ferguson in Tom Brown versus Divine Joy Randolph in Custom Gap. I'm giving it to Divine Joy. Divine looking like a black Harry Potter sorceress.
Yeah, but it looked like she something's about to attack her on the top.
Why you say that?
The corset has sucked her in, which means that the blessings that she has in front of her is about to.
I feel like her blessings are always there. Do you remember the very, very first time you saw her at the SAG Awards and...
Yeah, I don't like to see that on a full-figured woman. That's just my personal thing.
Okay.
Yeah?
How high you like the breast to be?
It's not about how high I like the breast to be. I don't want the breast to look as... I don't want you to look as if you're stuffed.
Okay.
Yeah? Like, yes, give me a nice cinched waist, a nice silhouette and stuff like that. But don't make it look like you're really trying to fit everything in.
Okay. So you give it to Rebecca Ferguson.
Yes.
Up next we have Armin.
Rebecca's giving the Kobos are coming.
Right! The hot was on the gong, but fine. I give it to you, Divine Girl. Up next we have Armenian women with their hips out. We have Kendall Jenner in Archival Givenchy by Alexander McQueen. This is from the spring 1999 collection. Of note, this collection was shown on mannequins, and the mannequins would come up from under the ground and then go back down, and then the next batch will come up. Kendall is the first human to wear this gown. Going up against Dua Lipa in custom Marc Jacobs with no thesis.
Kendall.
I think Kendall as well, and I think it was a way to hit the theme without being on the nose. Because this whole idea of reawakening fashion, here's this dress that no human has ever worn from
1996.
1999.
1999.
Yes. Up next category is unconventional corsets. We have Paloma El Seltzer in H&M.
When you say Paloma, I think Paloma ding ding ding.
This is Taylor Russell in Louis V.
I love these and they look alike.
Taylor Russell?
Yeah.
That's in there, look alike. Up next, we have Baby Doll Dress Realness, Michelle Williams and Chanel versus Sienna Miller in Chloe.
What was the reason? I don't.
Neither. Up next in
Both of them are giving maternity shoot.
well, Sienna don't make a baby, yeah? And she, when her thesis was she wanted to be comfortable.
Yes, it's giving maternity shoot. Maternity shoot.
Up next, the category is green. We have Elizabeth Debicki in Dior versus Maria Sharapova in Custom Prabal Guran.
You know, when you have, sometimes as a designer you just have like a mannequin, right? And you just take up a piece of fabric and you just tie it up and just allow it to just fall. So this is Dior, right?
No, that's Prabal Guran.
Well, I'd rather that one, not Dior.
I agree with you. The Dior is given.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just pull up and tie.
Pull up and tie. Up next, we have Black Women in Giving Mermaid Realness. We have Gabrielle Union and Michael Kors versus Venus Williams and Marc Jacobs. Personally, I don't like either. Like, I feel as though, yes, I feel as though neither of them are on theme. I feel, and the people who weren't like on theme but still gave a look like God's favorite. God's favorite give a look. I don't know where that fit into the theme, but they give a look. And I just feel as though this was hanging up in both of them wardrobe.
Yeah, Gabriella's thing was her daughter loves mermaids and whatever.
Wait, home she.
They were at the Met, right? Where were we? Working?
I was looking.
We were working. Yeah.
Up next in the category is simple dress realness. Kellan Jana and Oscar de la Renta versus Lily James and Ardem.
I was kind of disappointed in Kylie, you know. Like, expected something more than a prom dress.
Very simple prom dress.
Yeah. It was
Cinderella, that's what I expected more from her. She was Cinderella.
Yeah,
she really was. Up next category is Batty Outside Realness. We have J-Lo.
Batty Outside!
In Custom Scaparelli, which J-Lo said is supposed to represent 4 butterfly wings. It took $800 and 2.5 million silver foil bulges and beads versus Emily Ratajkowski in Versace. J-Lo, I love you. I think you're an icon. I know there's this new like J-Lo hatred on the internet. I'm not on it, girl. But give the silver bodycon dresses a rest. Like, give us something different. And I believe in aesthetics, and if it working, you know, if it not broke, don't fix it.
Don't fix it.
It broke.
If we look at it from that perspective, I agree.
And she's a coach here. I feel like you're girl. This was your night to do something.
But I actually love her dress more than the other one.
So that brings us to the end of our Met Gala Red Carpet Run on KB. We are now tasked with the incredible responsibility to pick our best and our worst dress. My best dress is God's favorite. And okay? Again, so remember she was with Swarovski and they were representing the 4 elements. Fine. So I assume she was water.
Yeah.
When it comes to cohesion, when it comes to a look that looked good on the person, like even if you pull this, you could tell it was made for her, as we said when we were talking about even the mesh and everything, like you know that they can do it. Like, and very often we see black girls in illusion mesh and be like, oh god, yeah. Right, so none of you know they could do it and do it well. I get it, I'm okay. That's mine.
I agree. I think she was the best dressed, the most cohesive, like things fit you, everything, makeup was on point, hair was on point. She was just glowing.
My worst dress is
Naomi Campbell?
Is Jay Harrison in Howie B. I think the Met still is fashion, and this gave costume. And the fact that we can't tell if it's a praying mantis, a owl, a butterfly, a cat. I think it's a caterpillar, it's not a butterfly. No.
Yeah.
And
you sure? No, man. I think I would give the worst dress.
Rita Ora?
To Brie.
Okay.
At least, okay, let's look at it from the fact of Met Gala, show, performance, give us a look. This is messy, yes, but it's a look. Okay, put them side by side, and the question is, who was at the Met Gala? No, and they ask the question, who was at the Met Gala? Who would you choose?
I would choose her.
Exactly.
Brie looked like she went a wedding, a beach wedding.
Brie looked like she covering down herself or something.
Right, and if they had a sleeve, it'd be the cover up for the church. And then they come with the church, she take out, she mosquito net.
I mean, the hair and all not doing nothing, the makeup just...
Okay, fine. If you had to say who was at the Met, fine. Well, guys, that brings us to the end of another edition of the Red Carpet Rundown. Tune in. I'm not sure what our watch show is next, but there's always something happening here on the channel. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and the bell notification so you don't miss when the next video drops. Who was your best dress? Who was your worst dress? Comment below, let us know. And until next time, bye.
If not, the city worst dress was it too all, yeah?
Any comments?
Any comments? People just be savage.
Right? Say since you asked.